Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and the New York Knicks have just wrapped up their 2020 preseason with a dominant performance against the Cleveland Cavaliers and just absolutely destroyed them from start to finish. In this video, I'll be bringing you guys my reaction to that and breaking down everything from the individual performances to the overall team, the coaching staff, and just there's a lot to get into. And Knicks fans should be very excited about this game because we saw a lot from our young talent and it's looking promising for our Knicks future. And yes, I know before I get into the video, it's just a preseason. We're going up against a really bad Cleveland Cavaliers team, and it's okay though, because again, we rather see our young guns play well in the preseason because they need that confidence to carry over into the regular season, because this is where they need to adjust to the NBA, especially for the rookies like Immanuel Quickley, who looked really good tonight, as you guys know, and especially for Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff to get used to the rotation. So the preseason, I know it doesn't count. I know it's exhibition and we shouldn't be overhyped about it, but again, they look so good in this game against the Cavaliers where there's a lot to get into and there's a lot of three-point shooters on this team because we know the New York Knicks have been lacking that. So again, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe because I'll be posting breakdowns to every single Knicks game when the season tips off, breaking down all the players, a lot of content here on this channel. So hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you thumbs it up. With that being said, let's jump right into my recap of this crazy game for the New York Knicks at the Garden. So it started off phenomenal. It started off with the Immanuel Quickley show. He scored 9 points in the first 4 minutes of the game. He had a three-pointer, and then he had an and one, converted the free throw, and then he hit another three-pointer. And I'm like, wow. The first time Immanuel Quickley started the game, he looked like the real deal. And for those guys that do not know, a lot of players did not play tonight due to some nagging soreness in their soft tissues. Like Dennis Smith Jr. was out, Frank Ntilikina, Elfrid Payton, Nerlens Noel. There's a lot of players that did not suit up tonight, and that gave a lot of minutes to players that we did not see so far on the Knicks, such as Immanuel Quickley starting. We saw Jared Harper be the backup point guard. We saw Theo Pinson come in. We saw Miles Powell come in at the end of the game. We saw Iggy. Finally, we saw Iggy minutes. So there's a lot to break down of some new Knicks players that we got to see on the floor. But what stood out to me tonight the most are the young core that showed up last night, and that is Immanuel Quickley. Let's listen to his stats tonight, which is phenomenal for a guy that is a rookie. He does not look like a rookie to me. Immanuel Quickley is playing like he belongs to get every single minute possible. Quickley finished the game with 22 points, 5 assists, and 5 steals, shooting 7 for 12 from the field and three three-point field goals. Sorry, I can't even speak because I'm so excited about this New York Knicks team. Immanuel Quickley overall looked like a guy that is overall just confident. He looks like a point guard. He's dribbling the ball. He's a really good ball handler. And I know a lot of people were commenting on my videos when I talked about Immanuel Quickley as potentially being a point guard, and everyone's like, no, he's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard. And I always responded to all the comments. I'm like, I know that he played off the ball in Kentucky, but I'm pretty sure Immanuel Quickley is more comfortable running the one, and we saw that in the last 2 games. Immanuel Quickley should definitely run the one for the Knicks. He looks like the best point guard so far in the preseason. Comparing him to Elfrid Payton, Frank Ntilikina, and Dennis Smith Jr., Immanuel Quickley definitely looks like the guy. I mean, how can you look at Elfrid Payton after this and say he's our starter? He should definitely be our starter. And I don't expect the Knicks to start Immanuel Quickley. Would I love for him to be the starting point guard? Absolutely. But it's not realistic to start a rookie. Just because Immanuel Quickley is not going to start does not mean he's not going to get significant minutes off the bench. So don't you guys worry about that. But another player that had a lights-out performance after a really good game last night is Kevin Knox. 20 points. He had 6 three-pointers. I think he was 6 for 7. He was on fire tonight. We've been waiting for a Kevin Knox to be this good for so long. When we drafted him, he had a crazy rookie year. Ups and downs, ups and downs. Some games he looked terrible. Some games he looked like 30-plus points, and we're all like, wow, Kevin Knox. And then the second year, we all know what happened. This is the year that Kevin Knox is putting it all together mentally, because I've said it in all my videos. He has all the talent you want. He lacks the confidence. But right now, he doesn't lack the confidence. He's letting them fly, and he's hitting them at a very efficient rate. If Kevin Knox can carry this over into the regular season, you have no idea how beneficial that is going to be for the New York Knicks moving forward, because we need a shooter off the bench at that wing spot, and Kevin Knox brings that. He's playing with a different tenacity. He's playing pretty good defense. He's crashing the boards. He had a really good dunk as well, and he's hitting his free throws. So Kevin Knox is overall just playing out of his mind, and I really hope it carries over into the regular season, because can you guys imagine if we see a Kevin Knox like this? Because it, like I said, it will unlock a new potential for this New York Knicks team if he plays well. Another player that is playing consistently throughout the entire preseason is RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett, let's read his stats real quick. He had another efficient night, and I'm pretty sure finished 50% from the field. He had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 for 10 from the field, which is 50%, 3 steals, and the most impressive stat for RJ Barrett is 5 for 5 from the free throw line. This is what we need from RJ Barrett. I said last year to all my friends, I'm like, yo, if RJ Barrett can just knock down his free throws, he's a 20-point per game machine, because he goes to the line a lot. He knows how to get the contact and go to the free throw line. He has that James Harden in him, when he can just go to the rim and absorb contact and convert to and ones, or just take a hard foul. And he did not hit the free throws, as we know, last year. But so far this preseason, I'm pretty sure he's shooting well over 85, if not 90% from the free throw line. It is a small sample size, but if you look at the form, it looks different. He has a different arc on the shot. He has more confidence at the line. And I remember his first free throw attempt of the preseason, he missed it. And I was like, uh-oh, here we go again. And you saw RJ like, what the, come on, I worked on this all off season. Why is that not falling? And I don't think he's missed one since that one miss. I think he has one miss from the free throw line. I could be wrong there, but if RJ Barrett can knock those down, huge plus for RJ. And he's just a guy that I can break him down all day. He's just a guy that loves getting his teammates involved. He crashes the boards. He drives to the rim. He can do those nice baby jumpers in the paint. He's just an overall machine, and I'm excited to see RJ Barrett in year 2. Another strong performance for the New York Knicks is Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson finished the game with 0 fouls, I believe. I could be wrong. If not 0, it's 1 foul, and he had 27 minutes. That is the biggest stat of the night for Mitchell Robinson, because availability is the best trait for Mitch, because we know that he always gets those ticky-tacky fouls that drives everybody crazy. He finished the game with 20, not 20. I'm reading the minutes. It's not 27. He finished the game with 8 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks. That's the Mitch that we've been wanting for a long time, and he's doing everything that we want. Basically, he's scoring the ball efficiently. He's crashing the boards, being that rim protector, not hacking people and blocking those shots. He's an intimidator down low. You see players go into the paint, and whenever they see Mitch, they're like, oh, can't go in there. So another player I want to talk about who actually had a very good game, and he deserves respect. A lot of Knicks fans don't like him. A lot of Knicks fans, including myself, have been on him and really just not a fan of him in general, is Julius Randle. I think if Julius Randle can play the way he played tonight for the rest of the regular season, the New York Knicks are going to be a better basketball team, and Randle will be way more likable for the fans. What he did tonight was he ran the point forward position. He had 11 points and 8 assists with 3 rebounds. He only shot the ball 6 times, and that's a really good sign for Julius Randle. If he can have 8 assists for a power forward is phenomenal. I mean, we haven't even had a point guard to get 8 assists yet in preseason. So I like what Julius Randle's doing. I've always been harping on him to not take the ball up after the rebounds, but if he does that and he wants to facilitate and gets the other teammates involved, I'm all about it. He had a really nice dribble move where he got the rebound, he dribbled up the court, he had a crazy behind the back, and he kicked it out to Immanuel quickly for a 3. If Julius Randle can be an unselfish basketball player and he drives to the rim and he gets double team in the paint and he keeps dishing it out, I'm totally okay with that. Julius Randle deserves a lot of credit tonight, because a lot of Knicks fans, including myself, have been on him and been harsh on him and been hating on him. And when he plays well, he deserves to be credited for it. And he definitely played a really good basketball game tonight, just in terms of unselfishness. You want to see that from you want to see that from Julius Randle. So very good sign from Julius. And another player I want to talk about, where we saw for the first time tonight, is Jared Harper, who is the backup point guard for Immanuel quickly. His stats for tonight was, trying to find it real quick. Jared Harper's stats was 10 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound, 2 steals. He provided a really interesting energy off the bench. He had a crazy 4-point play, and I like what I saw. He converted a bunch of and ones down low, and for a 5-foot-something point guard, he looks really small. It's like 5'9", 5'10", could be wrong, but he's definitely a smaller point guard. he looks like a guy that can definitely provide depth at the position if we're battling injuries. We know this is going to be a very interesting season due to COVID. You never know what happens. You never know with injuries, especially who's going to be available. So for Jared Harper to look that decent for a point guard to come off the bench, I'm okay with it. Definitely not a game where you're blown away, but I'm definitely intrigued from Jared Harper. We also saw minutes from Theo Pinson. He looked good off the bench. He had a nice couple shots. He played really good defense. There's some times where he looked a little lost, and he had like an injury at the end of the game where it looked kind of scary, but then we saw him working out. I don't know the details on that, but it's good to see some players get some minutes. We also saw Iggy. He didn't really do that much. He only shot the ball twice, but he had 5 boards. And another player I want to talk about is Obi Toppin, because he had a very quiet night. And am I concerned about it? No. He had 6 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 2 for 5 from the field. Obi Toppin has proved to me, so far my evaluation of him in the first 4 preseason games is he's low-key a really nice passer. He keeps finding players at the three-point line, and whenever he drives, he's not selfish. He doesn't put up shots when he doesn't have to. I just wish he would. I like him shooting from the perimeter. I like to see Obi try to stretch the floor, but his strength is going to the hoop. If that's your strength, you got to utilize it. Go in the post. We saw his first game. He went in the post like 3 or 4 times, and he looked really good. But we haven't seen that from Obi. I'm not concerned about Obi. The one thing I will say is I don't see the Knicks players letting him get the ball. The only way Obi Toppin gets rolling is if there's point guards and there's a system around him where they can feed him the rock. He can't get the ball and isolate and do himself unless it's an ISO post-up. Maybe he can do something. He needs the offense to work around him. I haven't really seen the Knicks players try to find Obi Toppin, which is kind of frustrating, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned about Obi, but to be honest with you guys, Immanuel quickly looks like the most impressive rookie on this team for sure. He just looks like a guy that is ready to play NBA minutes right off the bat. So that's really my individual breakdown of each player. To finish off the video, let's talk about the overall team, because their defense was tenacious. They were suffocating. It was the Tom Thibodeau defense we were raving about after the first preseason game against Detroit. And again, like I said in the beginning of the video, we're going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have a lot of their starters out, and we're playing a depleted Cavaliers team. So we have to put that into perspective, because we're not playing top line competition like we will in the regular season. But what I notice is their high energy and effort on the defensive end. They're rotating. They're all in one unit. You see them just going for the ball. Whenever the ball's in the air, you see them try to tip it. Immanuel quickly had 5 steals, and they just had an overall really good defensive game for the New York Knicks. That's a really good sign. Another thing about the team is they shot around 56% from the three-point line as a team. That's something that doesn't matter who you're playing or if it's preseason or not. It's good to see the New York Knicks finally hitting some three-point shots, because last night they started like 3 of 21 from 3, and it was really concerning. So for the Knicks to turn it around and we saw a different side of their team shooting the ball from 3, that is a good sign. Hopefully that can carry over into the regular season. But tonight we saw a bunch of players that's not going to get NBA minutes. So it's really going to be interesting who's going to get the lineup, because the preseason is officially over. We don't know who's going to be the starters. We don't know who's going to be the first unit off the bench yet. I'm going to make a video of who should be the lineup and predictions for the season and all this great stuff on Knicks Media, so make sure you stay tuned. I appreciate all the love on this channel. Please let me know down below in the comment section your reaction of this game. Which player stood out to you the most? Which player are you most excited for? Is it Kevin Knox's three-point shots? Is it Immanuel quickly running the point guard? Is it RJ Barrett being consistent? Is it Mitchell Robinson staying out of foul trouble? There's a lot that we could be excited about. Is it Julius Randle passing the ball and looking like an actual good basketball player? There's a lot for Knicks fans to be happy about tonight. That does it for my video. That does it for the New York Knicks preseason. Next time I make a recap video, it'll be after the New York Knicks defeat the Indiana Pacers. You're right. That's right. I said it. The Knicks are going to beat the Pacers. Why not? Why can't we? Let's go Knicks, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash the like button if you enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, guys.